Hi guys, it's Maaike. Today I'm back with 4 ways of using WOW embossing powders and making a rainbow card. And I used the Pronti stencil material that I showed you in a haul. And you can use acetate or paper as well, of course. This shows on camera a bit better than acetate. And I die cut triangles from it. These are from Joy Crafts, but any that you have will do. And trace the dies onto the rubber because I tried to freehand them. I showed you there. They were a bit wonky, which could be a look that you're going for. I was going for a bit more precise look, which is probably really stupid if you're embossing. Because that powder has a mind of its own. Trust me. Even WOW, they are made anti-static, but once you start using them and you rub them with the brush, they get charged, I think, anyway. Maybe less than other ones. See, I made a big one and a small one, and I prefer to have just one size on the card, but you can of course do whatever you like. And to put them on the block, I'm just using some tape runner, and then I cleaned the pen off with stamp cleaner because I was afraid it will transfer onto the card or on your ink pad. Yeah, I didn't want to risk it. And sorry, I'm using the Ranger Embossed Dauber because I think that's easier to get it into the corners. And to choose my WOW embossing powders, I went to my swatch book and I looked which ones are transparent, and you can see that the metal ones aren't, but the other ones, they don't show up on the black bar, so I know they are transparent. And they're called primaries, so I thought they would be nice for a rainbow. I actually don't have orange. There is an orange sunset, I think. I don't have it. So I have many colors, but I'm not a fan of orange, so I never got it. I like purples, most of them, and the Beautiful that I'm using is that tealy blue one. So you can add pinks or another lilac-y to make 7 colors, but I thought that's plenty. Actually, I didn't even use the lilac one on the second card. So I use WOW Apple Red, Lemon, which I'm sorry it's not focusing, Luscious Lime, and Beautiful, which is beautiful blue, Lagoon, Eggplant, and Marshmallow. And again, these are all transparent, and you can use any brand that you have, of course, because they will work as long as they are transparent. Because I'm going to layer them, and I thought if you layer red and yellow, they might make a bit of orange. So for the greeting, I'm using Clearly Besotted Brush Greetings 2. And I wanted to put it in the middle first and then stamp around it, and then my Clean and Simple Mind won, and I didn't. So to emboss, I'm gonna use the embossing body. This is from Be Creative, but again, any brand that you have will work, I'm sure. This one, I like this one, it doesn't smell very much. And then I show you can also use distress inks with your stencil and an ink blending tool, and then just use clear embossing, or don't emboss it at all, but I kind of like the shine that embossing gives, the glossy effect. But if you don't have all the embossing powders that I have, because I'm crazy, then just consider doing an ink blending if you have enough inks, but you can of course do it with pencils or markers, or maybe even watercolor if you have those. Then you need different card base, of course. And so see, I'm just rubbing the dauber on the stencil, and some went underneath, which I couldn't see until I put the blue on top. And I'm not sure why I started with blue. That's okay. And it's not rainbow order this way, but I thought maybe the red after that will give me kind of purple in the middle. And you see it went a little bit out, so I'm keeping the heat gun on the side while it's heating up, and then I try to scratch off the bits that went underneath. And I left the one in the bottom, but I probably should have removed it. But yeah, it's not a perfect technique, so you have to embrace that. It's a bit hard for me sometimes, but I try. So I'm doing a few colors on screen, and then I did the rest off screen because the system is the same. I do clean my stencil in between, just in case something went underneath, and I smudge the cardstock. And here I'm just showing you, if you don't have a stencil or a die, you can even do it with post-its, and it makes a really nice triangle as well. But when you remove the sticky tape, it will leave sticky behind. So when you put the embossing powder on top, it goes everywhere. And you can't use your embossing buddy because you already have put the ink there. So yeah, I forgot that might happen actually. It's everywhere. I don't know if you can see it on screen, but I had to go and get a brush and clean it all up, which I don't mind doing actually. But yeah, if you can avoid it, I think that's better probably. See, I left the small one out now, and then I'm trying to cover it with other colors, but they're transparent, so that's not gonna work, is it? And I did a card similar, that I included it at the bottom with butterfly stamps, and then with all kinds of metallics, and they still layer beautifully. But I thought, I would show, try it with transparent ones. I'm sorry, and I try to do the voiceover while I look at myself doing the card. I think, what am I doing? Yeah. And I just funnel it back immediately. So this is the one that I finished off screen. And see, I tried to cover that little one. I made it worse. I think it's even darker now. So, yeah. If you do this and you try this technique, then stick to one size. I would suggest that. I thought it would fill up my card front more quickly, but yeah, I didn't like it. You might like it. I mean, see here, it went a little bit over. I think I kind of smooshed the stamp and it slid a little bit. But this is just cut off some rubber stamps. I showed you this before. You can really cut up your rubber stamp sheets in a way that you have the most empty rubber left, I would say, the bigger scraps. Does that make sense? And then you can cut them up into sizes. I made rounds, I made triangles, you may make squares. You can of course buy geometric stamps. I don't have any, so I made my own. And here I see I'm trying to rotate the look, so it looks a bit more playful and more like they're cascading down. And I think I like that look a bit more than trying to get them properly straight. And well, yeah, that didn't work. That's my fault. You probably can do it better than me. So here it is, the last one. Also, I finished the rest off screen because it's the same process for all the triangles. And see, I like that more than the straight one. But maybe if you put more on it with straight ones, it might make more sense. But yeah. So this is the 3 ways already with the embossing, the doll bar, the ink blending. I'm showing you here on a scrap bit of card. And it's weird because this is Versamagic. It's pigment ink. But it didn't stay wet that long. I think it's the amount of ink that I added. So I would suggest to just put some Versamark on it as well. But I'm just showing you that you can do it with blue ink or rainbow ink and then emboss it with white. You can use a post-it, you can use a stencil, you can make your own stamp, and that's 4 different ways of making the same card. So I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!